In the summer of 1985, Los Angeles was gripped by fear. A shadow slipped into homes at night, leaving behind unspeakable violence and a city terrified to fall asleep. His name was Richard Ramirez, but the world would come to know him as the Night Stalker. A Satan-obsessed drifter turned serial killer, Ramirez waged a campaign of terror that seemed almost random, making him one of the most unpredictable and chilling criminals in American history. Tonight, on the 5195 podcast, the guys dive into the story of the man who brought Los Angeles to its knees, and the neighborhood that finally brought him down. Listener discretion advised.
At first, Los Angeles police thought that the murder of a young woman last March was an isolated act of violence, but since then they've come to believe it was connected to a wide-ranging series of assaults by a killer who's become known as the Night Stalker.
Today, the search for California's Night Stalker continues, and many residents sleep with their doors and windows bolted tight, despite 100-degree temperatures.
25-year-old drifter with no record of violence, yet he's accused of being one of California's most brutal killers. Richard Ramirez was captured today. Police say he is the walk-in killer.
You have now entered a very rare group of people in this country. You're in the ranks of Charlie Manson, Ted Bundy.
Serial killers do on a small scale what governments do on a large one. They are a product of the times, and these are bloodthirsty times.
You admit to being evil, Richard?
We are all evil, are we not?
I'm asking you the question.
Yes, I am evil. Evil has always existed. Perfect world most people seek shall never come to pass.
In Southern California, Richard Ramirez, the serial killer known as the Night Stalker, is dead. The California Department of Corrections said Ramirez died of natural causes today in a hospital after spending more than 2 decades on death row. He earned the nickname Night Stalker for a long string of killings and sexual assaults in Southern California in the mid-1980s. In 1989, Ramirez was convicted of 13 murders.
Hey everybody, this is Brad Bruce and I'm here with
Jace Marsiglio.
And you're listening to the 5195 podcast. My turn.
Your turn. We're doing this.
We are doing this.
Another, what are we calling these? Like your hometown, a hometown
heroes,
hometown horror.
No, yeah, horror. My bad.
No. We talked. Last time we talked about the psychotic meth couple who trapped a guy, dismembered him, and pretty much fucked around and fucked with his disembodied corpse.
Yum.
That was fun.
Yum.
That's a nice story from Detroit during the time we were at the highest murder rate in the country.
Got to keep those numbers up.
Hey, we're doing okay now. We got streets paved with real street. It's great.
So yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah, and you got a doozy.
I'm going to talk about a sweetheart from old El Paso. It's a fellow Texan.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Nope.
Yeah. So we're gonna touch on Richard Ramirez today, but in a different light.
Yeah, because he's a heavy hitter. He's one of those that he's like Dahmer and Manson, where there's no shortage of Richard Ramirez content.
Exactly
out there.
Yeah.
But unlike me, you're older than me by what? Is it 6 years?
I believe so.
So during his reign of terror, you were totally cognizant. You weren't like a baby.
No.
Learned about this after the fact.
Right. I mean,
you were old enough to be afraid that he could be out there.
Yes. And, it kind of did come to school. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll get into that, that whole thing. But, man, it was pretty fucking horrendous because it was pretty much kicking off after we moved here from Texas.
Okay.
So it's almost like the fucking timeline is like we were shared a timeline. Like we both came from Texas to
at the same time.
California. Yeah. I know there's like a little bit of a gray area. I mean, he was going through way more horrible shit than I was.
Arguably.
A little bit, not much.
No, you had a fucked up child.
I did. But no, what's crazy is Like I was telling you, he was born in El Paso,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in 1960. Seen a lot of fucked up shit because of his family. We know all that. Uncle, Vietnam vet, showing him crazy shit, telling him crazy stories.
Yeah.
So we kind of already know his backstory. I think the thing that I really want to get into that intrigues me is the stronghold this guy had on the state during 84, 85 when this was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
I wasn't really aware of it because, of course, I'm a fucking little kid. I was more worried about playing.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that summer how fucking disgustingly hot it was here. I mean, brutal heat wave, like record-breaking heat waves. And what's crazy is in LA, where he was doing this shit, a lot of the houses don't have ACs.
Yeah.
And they were forced to sleep with their windows locked.
In suffocating temperature.
Yes, and suffer just from the fear. And, you know, I had also heard from other people that they would all sleep in one room and an uncle and a dad would stay up all night with like guns.
Mm.
And this was happening all over the city. You
Wow.
know? And honestly, obviously the media helped with the widespread panic.
Of course.
You know, by just pushing that narrative every day on the news. And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one day, like at the height of it, when it was really like in full swing, they had sent papers home with us.
From school?
Yeah, that we weren't allowed to walk home from the bus stop.
Mm.
That we had to be picked up or they wouldn't let us off the bus. And I was like, wow, I thought we were far away. Come to find out we really weren't.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was doing this shit all over the state.
Yeah, no, he wasn't relegated to one area.
No.
So this wasn't like city in panic. It was
state.
Yeah.
Truthfully. Because, you know, I mean, obviously he was bouncing around from here to the Bay Area. I had remembered seeing this interview with a prison guard.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a prison guard where Ramirez was.
Yeah.
And he told the prison guard a story how he broke into someone's house.
Yeah.
And they were having a party and he didn't know it.
Mm.
So he was hiding in their closet for like 2 hours, waiting on this to end so he could find his escape.
Yeah.
It's like thinking about it, how scary that is because they never knew that he was in there.
It'd be like us talking right now and he's in the other room waiting to jump out.
Uh-huh.
That's a horrifying prospect.
Absolutely. No.
And to this day, these people probably have no idea.
Yeah. They have no idea.
Because only he knew and he told the guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's terrifying. What a boogeyman story.
Seriously. That's also part of like, I think why the panic was so widespread because they were putting out on the news, you know, he was home invasions.
Yeah.
You know, and the randomness of what he was doing.
He didn't really have an MO, did he?
He didn't.
He just indiscriminately slaughtered and
Yeah.
didn't do it the same way every time.
No, he didn't.
So you couldn't pin down, okay, well, this is what he's looking for. This is his technique.
Yeah.
He would have been a hell of a profile for a profiler.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he's just scattered.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, in turn makes it scary for citizens because I'm reminded of the Son of Sam killer during the heat wave of New York and all the brunettes going blonde because he was targeting a specific hair color.
Right.
So women were dyeing their hair the opposite of whatever it was he was going after because it was like, okay, well, maybe this takes me off the hit list.
Yeah.
And, you know, Zodiac was hitting couples and cars and, you know, there's certain things where you could put out a bulletin and be like, don't do this, don't do that. This is what he's looking for. Whereas Ramirez was just, you could have just been an unlucky person at the wrong time.
Yeah.
You just happen upon you and be like, well, I'm going to go fucking kill him.
Mm-hmm. And
that's terrifying.
Ultimate fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we weren't allowed to go outside.
Well, yeah, because everything around him is uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. You know, it was like his stretch was big.
Yeah.
And at first it was like, oh, it just seemed like it was just relegated to LA.
Right. The whole Cecil Hotel thing.
Yes.
Was there ever like a time where they looked at it like, was Cecil Hotel like home base and he would just web out from there and just keep going back?
Of course, yes, that's where he was staying. So,
okay.
So check this out. So there were witnesses that were living at the Cecil Hotel that would see him come home wearing bloody clothes or holding bloody clothes.
Sure.
And different bags, when he would go out.
Right.
And never said anything. And he was going to the dumpster on the side and just tossing them in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And it's like, you see this guy, the way he looks is already fucking terrifying. He is an actual monster.
Yeah.
But to see him either in bloody clothes or carrying bloody clothes, that's not a red flag to go, maybe we should notify somebody.
This guy that's already giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
And he's coming home looking like he just ate somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's just covered in blood.
Exactly.
It doesn't bode well. And
no, it doesn't.
Why the fuck wouldn't you say something?
Exactly. And that's what's so weird about it. And that's the thing with the Cecil Hotel. It's already fucking terrifying.
It is. It's got its own history.
It is. It's one of the most notorious buildings in all of LA.
Isn't Cecil the rough inspiration for 1408?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And again, like after he came from Texas, I think that was in the 80s, early 80s, maybe 80. He went to the Bay Area first. He was basically doing burglaries and stuff. Like nothing high level.
Right.
That really didn't kick off until 84. So he was doing a lot of crazy shit.
Prior to.
Yeah. Burglaries, carjacking, he was a fucking real piece of work.
Yeah.
But he was also fueled by just a disdain for humans.
Yeah.
Because of his upbringing, because of his uncle. And I believe there was like this story of his uncle killing his aunt in front of him as a little boy.
Really?
Yeah.
So he saw murder up close at a very impressionable
Yes.
age. Yikes.
Also, he was a notorious drug addict. We're talking like crack.
Yeah.
Like the fucking...
the hard shit.
Disgusting shit. The stuff that'll make you fucking lose your mind.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, when you're hooked into a heavy addiction like that, there's not much you won't do to get that fix.
Yeah.
And that's where the burglaries came.
Yep.
And carjacking and all that shit. And let me see, he moved down here in what is that? So 80 to 83, he became heavily involved in cocaine, hanging around drug dealers and street hustlers. And this is the part that like I've heard a lot during researching for this shit is his love of heavy metal.
I didn't know that either. And that's when heavy metal was really becoming very controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, he didn't help.
No.
He didn't help, And of course, he was all into Satan and demonic shit and being evil. And he was a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And life spiraling out of control. He just snapped.
Yeah.
It turned into something else because, he was going to like prostitutes and adult bookstores and just everything seedy you could name, he was partaking in it.
Right. Where for some of us, it's a vice. For him, it was just Tuesday.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Crazy.
So it was like, like in 84, that's when his shit started like intensifying.
Okay.
He was like stealing cars and burglarizing and shit and doing a lot of stuff in motels, hanging out in motels in LA. Yeah, it's crazy because like I remember hearing from someone, I don't know if it was an article or an interview of just listening to him in his room.
Yeah.
And just the music blasting and like hear him like screaming and just smelling cigarette smoke. You have to be smoking a lot to have like cigarette smoke come basically through your walls into your neighbors.
For sure.
But yeah, he would just like always travel by bus. That was his mode of transportation, especially going back and forth from here to the Bay Area. He was doing that, which was kind of his downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was one thing that happened to us, and I just call it a hell of a coincidence.
Okay.
But goddamn, what a terrifying coincidence. And I've never told this story before.
If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I've never told it on the air, but this was 85. My aunt had asked us to watch her house.
Yeah.
So it was me and my sister and my two sister-in-laws. And we're at this house. It's kind of like in the middle of, not really middle of nowhere, but it kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's great. Just barbecuing, swimming, having a great time.
Yeah.
So that night we're in the living room. It's probably around 10:30. The night is winding down. and there's two giant like glass doors that look out to the backyard, and it's pitch black.
Yeah.
My aunt's dog went up to the glass and started growling, not barking, but just growling.
Yeah.
And of course we're like, oh, you know, animal, coyote, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so my sister yells at him to, you know, like shut up, whatever it was. And the dog ran out the doggy door and then just fucking went crazy barking.
Mm.
And they're trying to get him back inside. And while this is going on, all the power to the house is clicked off.
Oh, yikes.
And we were just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a mad dash to get out the front door to my sister's car, get us all piled in, started, and gone.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we ended up doing. And, you know, obviously nothing ever happened, but it was just such a hell of a coincidence. You know what I mean? To kind of be in the area.
Yeah.
And all women. This was 85.
Yeah.
When this happened. And talk about fucking fear. You know what I mean? We went back the next day and nothing was missing, but the power panel was open and like the main switch was tripped.
So it wasn't just the typical, you know, brownout. It was
no.
Somebody had purposely opened.
Somebody had purposely opened the panel and shut the power off.
Yep.
Which I'm not saying that was ever his MO, but technically he didn't have an MO.
No, he didn't.
I'm not saying it was him at all. I'm just saying, what a hell of a coincidence.
But it's the last thing you want to happen when he's at large.
Exactly.
In the area.
Especially when, because this was like every day we were, you know, inundated with this shit. That was absolutely fucking horrifying.
Yeah, that would have scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, no, it did.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because do you remember the other names that he had?
Aside from like Night Stalker.
Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people don't, because these were like local news and like newspapers were giving him these names. Like I only know of three, and one, and you know, it starts with the Valley Intruder.
The Valley Intruder? No, I've never heard that one.
Okay. The Walk-In Killer.
Nope.
And then there's obviously the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
And that's the one that
stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too much.
No, it is too much.
It's really
You know,
scary.
I mean, like I remember my dad's friend had a gun store.
Yeah.
And he said in like a month span, he had sold like close to 250 guns.
I believe it.
Handguns, like 38s, 357s, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we might be able to sell 10, 15 a month. He's like, but we sold, like, 300. And this was, early 80s.
People weren't fucking around.
They weren't. They were, they were terrified.
You can't afford to with.
Yeah.
I mean, not that people had the resources that we do now, but one look at his crime scenes. Yeah, I'd be arming up too.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's just a fucking massacre. It's absolutely horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think the gun rate would have gone up exponentially if people were able to actually see his handiwork.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just sight unseen.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing he's out there and that he's killed people without the grisly details.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It is.
It's a hell of a thing.
I remember one day, the first day I'd ever seen the sketch of him. It's here somewhere.
It's here next to me, I think.
Okay.
Police bulletin?
Yes.
Yeah, this sketch down here. You got it framed.
And that's an original police sketch.
Like a legit one.
Yeah, from LAPD. But I remember the first time I saw that sketch in the newspaper, I was with my brothers at a like a gas station, liquor store, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like on every fucking paper.
Yeah.
On the rack. And I remember just staring at it like, wow, we're into some shit here.
Yeah.
Even being little, it was like no shit. Now I started taking notice.
Well, sure, because that was the point.
Yeah.
It was like this guy had wreaked such havoc that it was like we've got to find this motherfucker, put his face everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is I'm looking at this picture. He just kind of looks like Griffin Dunn. Like it. I mean, when you think of what Richard looks like right now.
Yeah.
And when he was arrested, all the court photos and shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks anything like him. Which most when do the police sketches ever?
Oh, I know.
Look like the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh wow, this is scary.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'd heard things, over the previous few months especially, in the news. Because again, I mean, even as a little kid, I don't know what the fuck. I was always fascinated with the news. I don't know why. Not in Texas, but when I got here, I don't know what the fuck I was fascinated with the news for. My dad watched the news, but he wasn't like a fist waver. He was just like, am I going to be able to get to work in the morning? I want to see what my commute's going to be like,
Sure, yeah.
And just local news and shit like that, But it was just like every night was this fucking, the walk-in killer strikes again, or fucking the Valley Intruders, It's just like, what is this? But like I said, after that day in that liquor store, I was like, wow, this is something. And I remember talking to my friends about it, because even they were like, hey, did you hear about the Night Stalker and this and that? And I was like, uh-oh, this is getting kind of scary.
So, you're like, once it's at that age, once it reaches the playground, it's legit.
Yeah.
Now my friends know about it. This isn't just an adult thing.
Right.
Because I remember being in kindergarten, 87, 86, 87, and one of my friends rushing up to me on the playground and saying, they're letting Charles Manson out. And I'm like, who the hell is Charles Manson? I didn't know.
Yeah.
But everyone in the playground was like petrified, like he was going to come crawling out of the woods in Michigan. You know what I mean? But it was like that was that same thing where I was like, who's this guy? And they're like, he's a killer. He's a killer. He kills people.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking around like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I know that fear.
Right.
But I certainly don't know it on a local level where it was like, he could be lurking around our playground right now,
Yeah, and that's
just terrifying.
And like right towards the end, before they caught this guy, even though my parents were like, oh, you can't go outside, I'm like, you know what? Hey, gladly. Like I don't see myself wanting to go outside.
No.
Yeah.
You're like, I've got a Nintendo, so.
Exactly. But they were able to somehow figure out who he was. And I believe it had something to do with the dentist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's how like, he was like, I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't study this shit. I'm fascinated by it. You know what I mean? Like I'm fascinated. I don't know. I know there's people that know fucking every single detail of his timeline, you know, which I'm like, I'm not that fanatical. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh my God, I love you, Richie. You know, but
again, true crime students, not
right.
fans.
Exactly. Yeah. But somehow towards the end of this shit, they figured out who he was and they put his picture in the newspaper. They had a mugshot from previous convictions.
Okay.
Yeah. And they figured, we're going to put this in the newspaper and this dude's going to run.
Yeah.
So let's go to the bus station and we'll catch him trying to get on a bus.
Now, did they put two and two together about his transportation?
No, that was just a hunch.
That was a hunch? Okay.
Yeah. So they went to the local bus stations, and unbeknownst to them, he was actually heading back to LA
from
visiting his brother in Texas.
Okay. So
yeah.
Yeah.
He had no idea. So he gets off the bus and he goes into a liquor store.
Yeah.
I believe it was called Mike's Liquor.
Okay.
In LA, and sees himself on the newspaper.
Yikes.
Picks it up and freaks out, drops it and runs out. So I believe that guy called the police and was like, hey, I think this dude was just in here.
Yeah.
And I think he ran to another liquor store, which oddly enough, in doing research on this, come to find out, I think this is just merely a coincidence, but the name of the liquor store today is Ramirez Liquor. That's the name of the store.
Because that's in bad taste. If and celebrating again.
Yeah, exactly. And I really hope they didn't do that. Yeah. But even though he was there for like a brief second, because all he did this time was pick up a newspaper, steal it, and run away.
Okay.
Just to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And then what had happened was he had ran across the I-5 and went into another neighborhood.
Okay.
and was just desperately looking for someone to carjack or just a way to escape. And he saw Faustino Pinion in messing with his car, and he went up to him and tried to carjack him. And this whole like, you know, Latino dude was like, "The fuck you are," and started fucking wrestling with him,
Not knowing who he is.
no, not knowing who he is. And Richard Ramirez pulled a gun out, and it didn't phase this guy. He's like, "You're not taking my fucking Mustang," and
Fuck yeah,
and
dude.
went for it and started like fighting him. During the scuffle, I guess Richard saw a woman getting in her car across the street and charged after her and attacked her and
You know.
assaulted her.
Smaller.
Exactly.
Less likely to
Less
fight.
threat. Less
Yeah.
threat. And she was screaming. Her husband came out, Manuel de la Torre, I believe his name was.
Okay.
He came out, saw this, and grabbed a fucking pipe, like a fence post, and like
Fuck yeah.
cracked this fucker in the dome, and he bolted down the street, and this motherfucker gave chase, still not knowing who he is, just thinking he's a carjacker.
Yeah, and you hurt my wife.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
This is just cool citizen shit.
Exactly. Charged after him, fucking gave him another crack, dropped the motherfucker.
Oh.
By this time, the commotion has alerted the other neighbors.
Oh, wow.
So now
yeah.
they're all assembling, and they're sort of whipping his ass all together in the street because, like, hey, he hurt my wife and tried to steal our car.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So they beat the shit out of him, called the police, and Richard was too fucked up to do anything. And there is a clip.
They really knocked the fuck
Oh, no,
out
they
of
did. They fucked this dude up. And there is a clip, and I hope I can find it because he's basically describing what happened
him. Oh,
and how he's like had to sit down because he's fucked.
yeah.
And he looks up and sees a police car charging towards him, and he's just like, it's over.
That's it.
My life's done. You know, and yeah, it was. You know, they grabbed him and fucking hemmed him up. But you know what's crazy is they got him in 85, and they didn't actually get everything to stick and get the convictions until 1989.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it took 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, it took 4 years, and
And why do you think that is? Is it the DNA process?
there, yeah,
that
because it
prior
was
to that?
such a massive case.
Yeah.
You know, that they really wanted to nail this fucker to make sure he would never get out.
Okay.
You know, and before we get to like, you know, the way that shit actually ended up, man, you want to talk about celebrating? There was like parades basically of cars down the street that this guy was captured.
Yeah.
That was insane. I remember seeing that all over the news. People driving down the street cheering and like happy, you know, they could rest.
Well, yeah, because
You know?
I mean, the just the sigh of relief alone is just, which is, I find funny to a degree, only because we're still dealing with Bittaker and Norris.
Right.
We've still got the Hillside Strangler. You know, it's like one down.
Yeah.
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Because what a fucking prolific time for these psychos, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And in California, you
Yeah.
know, it was all around the same area. Oh,
Absolutely. So
you take the win,
yeah, no, definitely.
you know?
So they got him on guilty. I would say it was 43 counts.
Wow.
All guilty.
Okay.
13 counts of murder, 5 attempted murder, 11 sexual assaults, 14 burglaries. So he got 13 death sentences.
Wow. And
Yeah.
now, is it different by state? Do you know how long a death sentence is? Because I was under the impression
Well, I
that death
figured
sentence
once
is
you got
25 years.
That's a life sentence.
Oh, 13 counts of the death sentence.
I mean, because I'm guessing if you get a death sentence and they kill you, you're dead.
Yeah. I thought you said life. You did say death sentence. I didn't know you could get more than one death sentence. I figured one was just
That's just corny judicial system shit.
stupid.
You
But
know?
Okay.
But I mean, I think it was just like, we never want you out.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know, it's like ding dong, the witch is dead.
You will absolutely never see the light of day again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he's remained in prison from 85 till up until his death in 2013.
Mhm.
Like you know, they never got around to executing him.
No.
He had enough time to get a woman, get married,
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Do interviews, fan letters. You know what I mean? Like, he was living the rock star life. He was into it. Drawing pictures for people and...
All on your guys' dime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck.
Exactly.
That's sick.
June 7th, 2013, he died at 53 years old of blood cancer.
Okay.
But he also had a shitload of other fucking illnesses,
medical ailments,
just from his previous running the streets and doing shit like, I guess, like hepatitis C.
Oh, for sure.
He had all kinds of fucking diseases.
Probably had needles and fucking,
absolutely.
And if you're raping people, you don't know what they have, and he was probably a sock drawer of fucked up shit.
Absolutely. No, for sure. So yeah, dude. I mean, it was a relief. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially being cognizant of it at that age.
Yeah.
Forget about it, man.
For sure.
Your boogeyman's been put away.
Mm-hmm. And then, flash forward a few years later, I'm at the Museum of Death, and like one of the guys is letting us like hold some of his items that his wife had donated to them.
Jesus.
Like his playing cards and like some of his like dirty magazines and shit like that. Like they were about to do a whole setup.
Yeah.
That was the same time that they, we were able to hold like the, John Wayne Gacy's shoes. And,
yes, he told me about that.
That kind of shit. Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's weird that game. I think that's why there is such a strange fascination with Richard Ramirez, because I was like, I feel like in a weird way, not, not directly, but, we were a part of it, thank God.
You kind of were. I mean, you were part of that community. You were part of that terror.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything in my neck of the woods that's comparable. No.
Well,
we did have serial killers.
Yeah. Well,
I can get into in another episode.
Okay. Cool.
We come back around and touch on it, but nothing I was cognizant of.
No, not like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, not to that degree.
Okay.
But
what a welcome to California from Texas.
For sure. And one of your own.
I know. Fuck.
Thanks for coming.
For real. Jesus. So cool. No, that was fun. I'm glad we got to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, very cool. I learned a few things too. That's because, I've seen documentaries and shit,
Well, that's the things. Yeah. I didn't want to just to just dig up the gory details, because there's
get that.
Yeah. I think it was, I'm more fascinated on the man, believe it or not.
Sure.
Like what drove him to do this.
That's always been my thing. The psychology behind it is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So how do you untangle all that mess up there?
Exactly. It was, unfortunately with him, we'll never know.
Nope.
Because he remained a fucking nut job till the day he died.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
wild.
Sweet. Hell yeah. Fun, dude. Until next time.
See you guys.